Hot Shots, 1993. 15 Crazy Facts You Didn't Know. Hot Shots. Part Deux might be one of the silliest movies ever made, but it's also one of the smartest parodies of its time. Released in 1993, it poked fun at action films like Rambo, political figures, and over-the-top Hollywood tropes. But behind all the laughs, there's a lot you probably didn't know. From real stunt work to record-breaking kill counts, this movie went way further than you'd expect for a comedy. Here are 15 crazy facts about Hot Shots, Part Deux, that will change the way you see it. 1. Charlie Sheen got ripped. Parody roles don't usually come with gym memberships, but Charlie Sheen wasn't playing around. To mock Stallone's over-the-top physique in Rambo, Sheen actually bulked up for real. No fake muscles, no padding, just actual bicep curls for the sake of comedy. By the time cameras rolled, Sheen looked like he belonged in a legit action flick. And that's exactly why it was so funny. His slow-motion flexing, glistening abs, and intense stares were spot on. Almost too spot on. He played it completely straight, which made the ridiculousness around him even better. It's not often someone trains like an action hero, just to spoof one. But that's what made it land.
No, I need to speak to the president. Can you arrange that?
You'd be amazed what I can do.
2. It had the highest body count in movie history. In one of the film's most absurd scenes, Topper Harley takes out hundreds of enemies in a single jungle assault. But here's the twist. The movie literally keeps a counter on screen. With each explosion, punch, and chicken-launching kill, the number ticks up. Eventually, the film announces that it's officially surpassed the on-screen body count of Rambo 3, and it doesn't stop there. It pauses to boast about it. Bloodiest movie ever, it declares in giant text. It's parody perfection. Mocking Hollywood's obsession with violence by going so far over the top, it becomes its own punchline.
And to think, I wore your mole. Get her out of here.
3. 2 actors played Saddam. You might remember Saddam Hussein in this movie as a cartoonish villain who survives lava baths, fuses with animals, and gets into Looney Tunes-level fistfights. But it actually took 2 actors to make it work. Jerry Haleva played the main version, a deadpan, exaggerated look-alike who already resembled the real Hussein. But for the fight scenes and physical gags, a separate stunt performer stepped in. This let the film switch between dialogue-driven parody and full-blown slapstick without missing a beat. And because the look-alike casting was so good, most people never even noticed the swap. 4. Packed with movie references. Jim Abrahams, the mind behind Airplane, and The Naked Gun returned to direct Part Deux, and he didn't hold back. He was cramming in references to every war movie and action trope he could think of. From Apocalypse Now's smoky helicopter intro to a romantic scene modeled after Casablanca, there's something for everyone. There's even a visual gag about Gone with the Wind, and most of it happens in the background. Abrahams treated the movie like an Easter egg hunt, rewarding anyone paying close attention with inside jokes and hidden tributes to film history. 5. The pasta fight scene was real. The dinner scene starts off like a classic romantic parody, Topper and Ramada sharing spaghetti. But what begins as a nod to Lady and the Tramp quickly turns into an all-out pasta war. And yes, it was real. The meatballs, marinara, and flying garlic bread were not staged with CGI or trick shots. Charlie Sheen and Valeria Golino went completely off script, launching food at each other in one of the messiest scenes ever filmed. At one point, Golino reportedly took a meatball to the face so hard they had to pause shooting. It wasn't just funny, it was dangerous.
For everyone's dry cleaning bill.
6. Crenna spoofed himself. Colonel Denton Walters, the gruff military man in Part Deux, feels oddly familiar. That's because the actor Richard Crenna played almost the exact same role in Rambo. Crenna was Colonel Trotman in the original series, so in Hot Shots, he was essentially spoofing his own legacy, and he leaned into it hard. He kept the same tone, expressions, and commanding presence, only now the dialogue was nonsense and the missions made no sense. It's rare for an actor to mock his own character so effectively, but Crenna did it so well, he nearly outshined the parodies around him. 7. The title. Part Deux was a joke. Before it was Part Deux, the sequel was pitched with titles like Hotter Shots, Son of Hot Shots, and Hot Shots 2, the exploding sequel. But none of them felt right. They were either too obvious or too forced. Then someone suggested using French, not to sound fancy, but to sound ridiculous. Deux made it sound like a pretentious art film, which was perfect. The joke landed before the first scene even played. It was a clever way to mock sequels that try to sound deeper or classier than they really are. Spoiler, this one wasn't. 8. The chicken arrow was filmed with real props. Yes, the scene where Charlie Sheen fires a chicken from a bow is real. No CGI, no green screen, just clever prop work, a rigged bow, and some brilliant timing. They used a fake chicken, wired to fly like an arrow, and the entire scene was filmed as a practical effect. That's part of why it's so funny. Your brain registers it as somehow real, even though everything about it is insane. It's the perfect spoof moment, rooted in real-world physics just enough to make it ridiculous. It's also proof that sometimes the dumbest jokes work best when taken seriously. Loving these deep cuts? Hit the like button if Hot Shots deserves a comeback, and tell us in the comments your favorite gag from the movie. Was it the chicken arrow, Saddam in a jacuzzi, or the pasta apocalypse? 9. John Cryer improvised everything. John Cryer plays the clueless, near-blind pilot Lieutenant Walters, and he absolutely steals every scene he's in. But here's what makes his performance even better. Most of his lines were improvised. Cryer was given loose direction and just ran with it. The weird one-liners, awkward timing, and bizarre energy, they were just Cryer, being brilliantly unhinged. Somehow, he managed to deliver these lines with a completely straight face, which made the absurdity even funnier. His scenes with Richard Crenna were especially tough to shoot, because even the crew kept laughing off camera. 10. Valeria Golino did her own stunts. Valeria Golino took her role seriously, even when the scenes got messy. In the water rescue sequence, she didn't rely on a stunt double. That throw into the pool? She did it herself. She also performed all her own pratfalls and took part in the chaotic food fight without hesitation. It's not something you see often from a lead in a comedy, but Golino wanted to be involved in every part of the physical humor. Her timing matched the fast, unpredictable rhythm of the film perfectly. Director Jim Abrahams later said she was one of the most overlooked talents in comedy. And let's be honest, anyone who can stay in character while covered in tomato sauce deserves an award. 11. Topper almost died. Here's a twist that would have shocked audiences. In early drafts of the script, Hot Shots Part Deux ended with Topper Harley dying in a heroic explosion. The idea was to parody tragic war endings like Platoon and Saving Private Ryan, even though Ryan hadn't been made yet. But when test audiences saw the scene, it didn't get laughs. It got confused silence. People didn't know whether to be sad or laugh, and neither happened. So the filmmakers scrapped it and reshot the ending into what we know today, full of absurd explosions, fake slow motion, and happy chaos. Turns out, even in parodies, comedy trumps tragedy. 12. Ryan Stiles went off script. Before he became a regular on Whose Line Is It Anyway?, Ryan Stiles had a small role in Part Deux as a sarcastic soldier with way too much confidence. What's amazing is that most of his lines were made up on the spot. The director let him riff during takes, and his natural comedic rhythm added unexpected punchlines to several scenes. Some of his best one-liners were never meant to be filmed. They were just warm-ups. but the reactions were so real that they made it into the final edit. It's one of those blink and you miss it performances that sticks with you. 13. Casablanca. Tribute hidden inside. Hidden beneath all the slapstick, food fights, and absurdity is a surprising homage to Casablanca. During one of the quieter moments, Ramada sits at the piano and plays as time goes by. Jim Abrahams said it was his way of honoring one of the greatest romantic films of all time, while also flipping the idea of romance on its head. In Hot Shots, the piano ballad doesn't end in heartbreak. It ends in chaos. It's a tiny moment, but it shows how even parody films can sneak in real cinematic love letters.
Wait, I thought I was never going to see you again, that you were out of my life. But it's a sequel.
14th. Missed father-son cameo. In the first Hot Shots, Martin Sheen makes a brilliant cameo, echoing his famous Apocalypse Now riverboat scene. The plan was to bring him back for part 2, this time passing Charlie Sheen on the river again, with both yelling, "I loved you in Wall Street," at each other. Unfortunately, scheduling didn't work out, and the bit had to be cut. But just imagine that moment, father and son spoofing themselves, referencing another movie they starred in together. It would have been one of the all-time great meta moments in comedy. Even without it, the film still leans hard into those family ties. 15. A surprise box office hit. Spoof sequels don't usually break the bank, but Hot Shots Part 2 surprised everyone when it pulled in over $130 million worldwide. At a time when comedies were hit or miss, this one crushed expectations. What made it click? Simple. It had big names, great timing, and went all in on physical comedy. Critics praised it for being smarter than it looked, and audiences loved how fearless it was. It took the spoof genre to new extremes without losing control, something many modern comedies still struggle with. Even today, it remains one of the most successful parody sequels ever made. So there you have it, 15 facts that prove Hot Shots Part 2 wasn't just a dumb comedy. It was a brilliantly dumb comedy. Improvised one-liners to almost tragic endings, this film was packed with more effort, care, and cleverness than anyone expected. If you had fun with this one, give the video a like and hit subscribe for more. And tell us in the comments what's your favorite Hot Shots moment. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.